show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. Every mountain of glass has a beer plate of glass. Be careful as you pass. Move along, move along.
Since somebody quoted the lyrics in the beginning, I thought I'd share. I hear and I go.
Fixed.
So, hello, welcome to the Reloading Podcast here on the Firearms Radio Network. I want to take time to thank Jake and Ryan over at Patriot Patch Company. That's patriotpatch.co for their bandwidth sponsorship of this program. And thank you to Sean and the gang over at Firearms Radio Network for giving us a place to hang out. And I think I'm sitting on my headphone cord. That's why I can only turn like this. Kind of funny. Anyway. So, how's everybody?
Good.
Good? Only
Fine.
good? Fine.
Great.
Fine.
I'm here.
Ho hum.
Absolutely.
Travis?
Who's Tris?
Travis.
Yep, that's what I was just. I will be getting a hold of Paul shortly.
Excuse me. So they're talking about bullet pullers.
So I like Mark Hookham's comment. That's an excellent choice right there.
Mark Hookham or Mark K?
Mark Hookham.
Let's see his comment. Oh, there we go. Yes, I want one.
I do too. I'm thinking about selling one of mine to purchase that one.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I need to get a 365 again to replace the one that I had to sell. So, but I have to have money first. So that's on the wish list for later.
Have you tried the Hellcat?
Yes,
You like 365 better, or no preference?
I like the sights on the 365. If as we were discussing yesterday when we were selling a young lady a first-time shooter a brand new handgun, the advantage of the Hellcat factory sights versus the 365's factory sights, Hellcat's a lot easier to learn for a new shooter. It's a lot easier to line up than your standard 3-dot. Anybody and everybody who shoots 3-dot sights knows it's a royal pain in the ass to learn how to line them up properly. And there are still times where you twitch just wrong and kick it just a little bit, and you don't notice until after you've squeezed the trigger. So that's one of the nice things I like about the Hellcat. I do like the 365 feels a little nicer. But the one I shot, I had a nicer model of the 365, and the Hellcat that I shot wasn't the nicest Hellcat at SHOT Show. So I don't think I would buy an XL, because the point of buying the 365 in the first place is to have more ammo in a smaller size. You buy the XL, you might as well step up to either MP9C or an SR9C or a Glock 19 or something like that.
I don't know. I never posted it, but I did make a video for us one time with comparing those two, the XL and the standard one. I way prefer the XL.
Well, it's because you get big, fat, and monkey hands.
I'm probably got the tiniest hands out of everybody on this.
Now, Travis isn't a big man. Isn't a big human being. No, he's not. Are you? You know, I've seen him compared to with others in some of these videos.
I'm like
He moves quick.
5'9", 180 pounds.
Oh, so like me freshman year of high school.
That was me in 5th grade.
I was gonna say you meant when you were in middle school.
Something like that.
Travis, stop it! I'm trying to help you out.
Anyway, no, I don't know. I haven't really picked up the XL. I guess maybe I will. I don't know.
The XL shot way nicer, in my opinion.
Well, it's got a longer sight radius.
It was.
If I get another 365, I'll probably get the SAS. So, Wild Turkey corrected me.
Yeah, I seen that.
Hookham said there's more weight out front on the 365 XL. So
yeah, don't listen to these guys, Mark. You made a good choice. You made an excellent choice.
So,
Hey, Mike.
You can't go wrong with either of them.
No.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, what?
Can we kick Jeff Kuiper out of the channel?
No.
Why? He's picking on me.
No. Notice what Jason says?
Yeah.
Picking on me.
He's picking on Jason. So do you really want to kick him out now that you know the truth?
No.
All right, then.
No, I was being sarcastic and joking. Even Travis can't figure it out. Yeah, see there? That's
He's
now it's
picking
going to
on
be on YouTube forever.
Because Jason says your name here.
Well.
And just so you know, Jason, my name, that's for you.
You are the wind beneath my wings.
Will you
What
sing
name?
it to me, Travis?
Later.
That's rocking you to sleep.
When
Hey, Jason.
when three of us semi-normal folks are off the air.
That's right.
Later on, you're going to be the reason that old ladies giggle with glee.
So in the chat, they started off talking about bullet pullers. Where was it?
Question is kinetic versus call it.
Well, it's beyond that, but
Yeah, the answer is both.
so, all of the above, actually.
Yep. There's even that new style you saw it shot.
I showed
Or no.
off.
Yeah,
It's still kinetic.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not new. It's just a different design. It's still kinetic. It's just you're not doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the one that where'd it go?
Titan Reloading had that on, didn't they?
Nope. No, Titan Reloading currently does not carry anything from Frankfurt Arsenal. Mark Wilson made the comment, the Frankfurt Arsenal pile driver looks intriguing to me.
Ah, that's the one. Okay.
So, what the pile driver is a spring-loaded little setup. One of these days I'll get a quiet keyboard. The problem is I can't find one online that says it's quiet, and then obviously you can't really go anywhere and test anything right now.
Haven't opened the Rangers up yet?
No, I mean, no, I'm talking keyboards.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to talk the context of our conversation.
That's okay. So let me
Daniel Anderson. The answer is no.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Daniel.
So Daniel says, I got a few 40 mixed in my 45 ACP range brass.
Do I need to buy a 40 now? Absolutely, yes, Daniel. Absolutely. Buy a
Mike,
Glock
you
22.
a-hole.
For those of you wondering what's going on, I muted Travis as he was talking, trying to besmirch the 40 small
Yeah,
and weak.
just because you're the only one who has access to all the extra features on here.
Hey, what can I say?
Hey, he didn't mute me. He muted you. But he's been known to mute.
Wild turkey.
Summer Shandia.
Vanessa Kitty, you're right. Do not waste good brass. I would say that 40 is not good brass.
See, Eric has the correct idea. Right here. And then
No.
Hookem follows it up. Here's what you do. You go get yourself a nice Glock 22.
And
And then
357 Sig barrel.
you get the 357 Sig barrel and the 9 barrel. Now, because of a couple of pieces of brass, you now have 3 more fun toys all in one.
Okay, I could get on board with this idea. I like Mark Hookem's.
Yep.
Oh, no. Travis, you'll live to regret it. Don't say Mark Hookem was right.
Hey, Hookem is right.
Oh, my God.
There, Jason. Now he's got both of us. Did anybody on the panel do anything guns and reloading related?
Yeah.
What'd you do, Jim?
Just yesterday, I repaired that Marlin Model 60 tube feed magazine I was telling you about. Man, remember I told you that whoever broke it or whatever in the first place, whoever replaced it. I'm talking about the pin that comes out of the side of the brass tube. It's a tube feed magazine.
Yep.
Rifle. Hey, I like Miss Kitty's idea. Buy every caliber possible. Good one, Miss Vanessa. Anyway.
Oh, that guy from Maine's kind of lippy tonight.
Anyway, so you want me really to go into how I fixed the Travis, or you just want me to drop it there?
No, just give us a quick. It's interesting. Anytime we do stuff, go ahead and just give us a quick rundown of what you did to this magazine tube. First off, explain why some have the magazine tube and some don't.
Well, the magazine tube refers to how the ammunition's fed. Tube magazine can hold 15 or 18 rounds, whereas a clip feed, bottom feed magazine only holds 7 or 8. The ammunition source of ammunition is quite a bit more redundant or plentiful when you use a tube magazine, but that comes from the factory that way. But anyway, excuse me. When all I had to do was push the pin out a little further. Whoever replace the pin, use an ordinary finishing nail. They cut it a little too short instead of starting over and doing it correctly. They just left it as is, and it wasn't really secure to hold the tube in. So I went and drove it out. Yeah, I like that hunt shoot off-road. He's wanting 30-round clip for a tube feed magazine. You could do that with CB caps. Try that hunt shoot. Anyway, so I just drove the pin out a little bit further. It was a little too far, almost too tight. So I just took a file, took 1/2000th off of it. Perfect fit. Fairly easy fix. Of course, too, anybody with years of working with their hands, redoing repair work and so on and so forth, like I've done, that's just second nature to fix something like that.
No, I think his comment was more in regards to more in a tube-fed magazine versus a detachable box magazine.
Right.
And so Marlin actually makes a version of the Model 60 with a detachable box magazine. Factory, it comes with a 10 round. and then you can get 25 rounders for it. So,
Well, that would be more ammo than the tube feed magazine will hold.
yes.
I
However,
what is it, 17 rounds or something like that? 15
well,
rounds?
depends on whether it's one of the old 60s that'll shoot shorts, longs, and long rifles, or if it's the
Okay.
newer ones that's set up for only long rifle. Long rifle, I think it's 15. If it's shorts, you can get, depending on how the spring and the follower are on those tubes, some of those you can actually get 22 shorts in some of those tubes.
Yeah, and those CB caps, you can get something like 30 of them in there because they're only like 1/3 long as a.
Yeah, it's
long
basically
rifle.
like a rim, a small piece of brass, and a bullet.
Exactly.
So,
If you wear hearing protection when you're shooting a CB cap, you can actually hear the firing pin snap. You know, it cracks into the primer rim.
yep. So. So this is also some wisdom, and I'm not going to say who it's from, but I just put that up there. And the answer to that is no. If you have a 44, that's awesome, but you should have a 357 as well.
Oh yeah, there's 2 hosts on here that prefer their 357 revolver to the 44 revolver.
And Jim brings out the exception of the rule, the older 60s, especially when that mag spring gets worn, you can stuff more than 15 in there.
Very good, Jim Adaw.
So, Daniel, I would not buy a Shield 40. They're the 40. Everybody knows the 40 is snappy, and the Shields are not fun to shoot with a 40 Smith & Wesson. So, if you really want extra firepower over a 9 and in a small little package like that, just get the Shield in 45. But you're giving up ammunition, so.
Yeah, I like the Ruger SR40.
It does suck up that recoil rather nicely.
Yep, it's a heavy little gun.
And you've got the compact version.
Yes, I do.
I got the full size.
Well, no, it won't take my compact magazine, I would think.
No.
My compact mag only holds 10 rounds, whereas my regular standard mag with the grip adapter holds 15.
Mm-hmm.
That's a standard mag. Okay.
Yeah.
So
15
the grip must be at least 3/4 of an inch longer on the 40 as opposed to this 40C.
Yeah, I don't remember. But.
I got one of those Mark K. He has a Thompson Contender barrel and 14-inch and 357 mag. There aren't many of them around. It's like I got a 14-inch super 14 barrel. That's what it is for my Contender. Haven't had that thing out for a long time. I need to get that out. Yeah, the 45 Shield, the 45 ACP, it's more of a slow moving push as opposed to a snap. You're right. You guys are right.
So here explains Hookem right there.
He loves recoil.
That explains so many things.
Yeah, this is a guy that practices with 50 in the right, 50 in the left, 50 in the right, 50 in the left.
So.
Well, Turkey got Travis really good. Can you shoot a snappy 40 with dainty little monkey hands?
Maybe that's why he doesn't like it.
That's one I wish I owned, is a Coonan 357 mag.
Hunt, shoot, off-road, the answer is no.
In my case, the answer is yes.
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 Starting next week.
So hunt, shoot, off road. We'll just jump into what I did. I shot a 3-gun match on. Oh, first off, Jason, to answer your question that you sent me a second ago, that was last week.
Oh.
So anyway, so I shot a 3-gun match this Saturday in Jerome, Idaho. So yes, we are back on the range. And for those interested, jump on over and check out the video that I posted on our channel.
Looks like a pretty good video. I haven't even seen it yet.
It's now posted on the Reloaders Network too. I just got the notification.
Yes, it is.
Good job, Travis.
Now that's
Wow.
hilarious, Jorgen. Well done, Alex. Well done indeed.
That's right. He bought it. He bought it in reverse. He bought the dies, 40 S&W dies the other day. Then he bought a gun. Mm-hmm. They do, Russ. Every time they shoot, they drop one of your targets. They move. They move their bowels.
Don't shoot the fresh ones.
Why? They just go splat.
Yeah, they make a mess. Not fun. Anyway. Good luck, Vanessa.
Yeah, the lady's going to go spring turkey hunting. Good luck to the lady.
Yes, indeed.
Because it takes a lot of luck to bag that many turkey.
A little bit of luck and a lot of skill. So,
Jason, did you do anything in Guns Reloading this week?
I did.
What'd you do, buddy?
Went over to Joe Gomez's house Saturday morning and watched him cast some 4570 bullets, 405 grain,
Mm-hmm.
and got his new mold broke in. And I guess he was just concerned. He's only done pistol bullets till now. I guess he's just concerned with bigger bullet, but he did fine. We mostly chatted and drank coffee and watched him cast bullets.
Question for you: How many cavities does that mold have?
That was a 2 cavity.
Holy jeez, you're talking 810 grains of lead at a time. That's nearly 2 ounces of lead.
Yep.
At one time. Wouldn't take him long to empty that pot.
He went through that 20-pound pot pretty quick. Didn't take long.
mm-hmm.
After I left him, I headed over to the gun store, and they had my primers in stock, so I grabbed 5,000 of those.
Oh, these are the ones that he sold out from under you.
Yep. But he got more in, so I got more. And
did he make it right by? Did he do right by you?
oh yeah,
Good.
What brand of primers did you get?
Federal
Pistol or rifle?
small pistol.
Good.
That's for his 40 and 357 and 9.
And my youngest Jake was in town this weekend for his mama's birthday, and I know he's getting ready to load 9mm. He was going to steal components from my buddy Mike Young, so I happened to get his recipe. So I spotted 4 pounds of the powder he uses at the store, so I grabbed that.
Well,
And I got I picked up another 1,000 223 bullets, 55 grainers. And then when I got home, Jake started casting 9mm bullets out of my new mold. So he got up about 600 casted up, and I lubed them for him. And I also gave him a couple hundred 270 projectiles, 1,000 pack of large rifle primers, and I think, 2,000 small pistol primers for his goodie bag to go home and reload over at Mike's house. So he scored pretty good with Dad, I think, this weekend.
Sounds like it.
Yep. It's amazing how generous we can be when we want to be.
Yep.
So did you fire form him any more brass?
You got a hell of a long itch here on your side of your face, Jason. Just Jiminy Crickets. Clear down.
You should see a doctor about that problem, Jason.
Yeah, I've done the same thing with my kid. Do it all over again, too.
Yep. That's why most of the guns that I used to own aren't mine anymore.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends.
So, I did a little bit of dinking around, but not really a lot. I did post one of the remastered episodes over the weekend. So,
Which one was that, Mike?
It was 169.
And do you know the content in general?
It was titled Underboom. I don't remember exactly what it was, but if I remember correctly off the top of my head, it was somebody that had a underloaded cartridge that blew up.
Underboom.
So, but I didn't remember. When I am posting those, I actually am posting the show notes and everything with it. So, just like it was regular. We actually had a few people that didn't realize it was a remastered episode, so I need to do a better job of that. So I'm gonna create an intro for it that says, "Hey, this one is blah blah blah," and maybe I'll even say, it was originally aired on blah blah blah. So
sounds good.
But I've gotten quite a few compliments on it, so. Oh, yeah. Oof. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, those of you who are out there listening live right now, keep your heads down. There's a lot of nasty weather out there. So, hi, Gracie. You can't join the show right now.
Jared Melliman says that he was listening to the remastered version. He thought that I was moving again. Gotcha, Jared. Gotcha. No, there was quite a few episodes I did right out of this iPad.
Yep.
Didn't have much choice. Either that or be off the show.
Yep.
No, I mean, that was my choice, not Mike's.
Exactly. So, all right, gang. Speaking of revisits, Cartridge Corner tonight. We're going to revisit an old one. The 257 Weatherby. Jim came across an article written up in Handloader magazine by Rick Jameson. And Rick had sat down and talked with Ed Weatherby some time back, and he was talking to him about different things. And so talking about the cartridges, which you can't talk to Weatherby and not talk about the cartridges. So, and so they were talking about the 224, which was an amazing downrange performer. and a great varmint shooter, but not very popular. So they stopped production on that one. I mean, obviously there's still firearms out there and you can still hand load for it. But the other one that they really spent some time talking on was Roy's favorite, which is the 257. And actually it was both Roy's and Ed's choice for antelope, mule deer. So basically one of the most not famous, but one of the most favorite cartridges other than Odd 6 and 08 from the 60s till probably the early 90s was the 257 Roberts, because it was reasonably flat shooting, it was very good, it was a decent cartridge, and it was lethal on whitetails. Whitetail is by far and away the single largest big game hunted in the United States, probably North America. I don't have facts to back that up. That's just based on, numbers and stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons, going back to cartridges for whitetail 3030, that's one of the reasons it's still around, is because it's just lethal on whitetail. So, so 257 Roberts had just come out. The other, they kind of had some different stuff going on. And so Roy started developing the 257 in 1943 and then got it really going in 45. Was when he really launched the company. He had the 220 Rocket, the 257, 270, and 300 Weatherby Magnums. So his basic premise: lighter bullets traveling at higher velocities would not only shrink the trajectory, but increase power as well. He pursued the dream. His basic idea was transferred to the 300 H&H case, shortened a bit with now the famous Weatherby double radius shoulder profile added in the process. This particular profile, in turn, would give the expanding gases easier flow out of the case and would, he surmised, have a direct bearing on both velocity and accuracy. He was right, of course. And so basically what he had to do to really make it serious is quit converting old rifles like, Enfields and Springfields. And so in 58, he released the Mark V action, and then in the 70s, the Vanguard. So, and both of those designs are designed to handle all of the Weatherby cartridges, including up to the big ones. So, and one of the things that people think is the Vanguard's not supposed to be a cheaper substitute for the more expensive Mark V, but actually, it was a way to get more people into the Weatherbys. So, and actually, you can actually get Vanguards through the custom shop, Weatherby custom shop. So, it kind of gives you an idea of what place that has nowadays. So,
Mike, weren't the Vanguards also used for commercially produced cartridges other than Weatherby?
I think so.
Like 30-06, 270s, etc.
I think so.
Okay, thank you.
So, we've really gone into the 257 before. I just kind of wanted to share some of that information. That's more information that, we didn't have access to, because this was from the author sitting down and talking to Ed Weatherby. So this is stuff that Rick Jameson got from having conversations with and being in the industry for so many years and being involved in stuff like that. So it's interesting to see, and really the 257 Weatherby is really nice, and it's really, honestly, it's really pretty easy to load for. So, but They're always talking about 25 odd 6 versus 257 Weatherby. I really don't think it's a debate. So,
Are you referring to Paul Nelson's comment about the 25-06 versus the 257 Roberts?
No.
Okay.
No, I am looking at the bottom of the article, and he's talking about the argument of the fans between the 25 odd 6 Remington and the 257 Weatherby is always up for debate. And he goes, here are the facts. Factory data with 100 grain loading from Remington. They're pushing the bullet to 3250 or 3230 with 2316 foot-pounds of energy, where the Weatherby is 3602 with 2881. So, same bullet, but look at the increase in energy. So it's 12% faster in velocity, but 25% stronger with the energy.
It's like putting lightning right inside of 257 bore.
Speed kills. So, excuse me. So, I mean, that's one of the things. So, and there's lots of different reasons to get. So, Nelson was saying about the odd 6 versus the 257 Bob. The Bob's a shorter cartridge, so it would work in lever actions. When you take the Bob and the odd 6, all 3 cartridges have their serious followings. So, and Mark K was saying 257 Weatherby will shoot out most barrels in less than 1,000 rounds. Pretty much any Weatherby cartridge will shoot out a barrel in less than 1,000 rounds. However, 90% of the people that own a Weatherby will never shoot 1,000 rounds in their lifetime. They are most of them probably are either a deer hunter or out west an elk hunter. They, more often than not, they probably never take it to the range. They probably, if they do any sighting in, it's when they get to camp, it's one shot, and then it's 1 or 2 shots for the kill on the animal. So a box of 20 rounds of ammo will last them 7 or 8 years. So Nelson is saying that a 25 odd 6 big game bullet's 120 grain, varmint bullets are 87 to 100 grain. So kind of the same thing with the 257 Weatherby. 117 seems to be a sweet spot for the Weatherby, but unfortunately they don't offer that in a factory soft point anymore. So. But anything you're shooting that hot, it's hot. You're going to wear out the barrels, and it's more often than not, it's the throat, not necessarily the barrel itself. Greg Wyatt said his 240 didn't even last 800 rounds. So, I mean, Weatherbys are barrel burners. You kind of need to know that going into it. It's just like a 22 250. It's a barrel burner. So,
Okay. Mike, we got a question in the channel, if you don't mind.
Which one?
Ryan James, about one screen up. Since you guys are talking about hunting deer, did people actually use the 3220 for hunting whitetail, or am I confusing the 3220 with the 3240? Yes, thank you, Mike. 3220 is a rather anemic cartridge. I think it's something like a 30 caliber, 30 grains of black powder. But it was 32 caliber, 20 grains of black powder. Rather anemic. I think maybe you might be confusing something here, Ryan.
So I think a 32, from what I remember and know, and I'll look this up quick, but a 3220 actually kind of started out as a handgun cartridge.
I think that's right. I think you're right.
And then it kind of became a rifle, as a lot of cartridges did back in, say, 1860, 1900, if you had a cartridge in one, there was a very, very good chance that you were going to wind up with that same cartridge in the other, whether it was handgun to rifle or rifle to handgun, because westward expansion, there wasn't a Walmart on every corner. It would be days or months before you would see somebody, especially when metallic cartridges came around. It would be days or months before you could see somebody that you could buy ammunition from. So you didn't have, if you had more than one firearm, you usually, that's all those firearms shot the same cartridge, especially between pistol and rifle, because if you're a cowboy on horseback, you got your pistol in your hip, your rifle in a scabbard, and then you've got your ammunition is usually either on the belt or in a bandolier across your chest, and then extra in a set boxes in a saddlebag. And you didn't have time when you needed to shoot something. You needed to shoot something, and if you needed to reload, you didn't have time to run back to your horse and dig around in your saddlebags for the right ammunition. You needed it now, and actually usually you needed it before now. So that was a lot of, that's why you get a lot of these cartridges that are both in either. So
4440 is a cartridge that comes to mind for exactly what you're talking about, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Both for revolver and lever gun. Hope it answered your question, Ryan.
So there's lots of different talk about 3220, and the designer, which was William Lyman, it was 3220, also known as the 32 WCF, and so he definitely designed it for. So it was the first small game lever action that Winchester produced. It was initially introduced as a black powder in 1882 for small game varmint hunting and deer. So it was rifle first, pistol second. Colt produced a single action revolver chambered in this cartridge a few years later. Like I said, usually you had one, then you had the other. So William and Lyman, design of rifle sights. So Lyman of Lyman and Company said, for large game, of course, a 3220 WCF is rather small, but it comes nearer to be an all-around cartridge, in my opinion, than any other. Now it's considered too light and low-powered for deer and better suited for small game and metallic silhouette. Good action, good reputation for accuracy. So let's see here. Excuse me. So they've got 85 grain jacketed hollow point, 1,100 feet per second, and 228 foot-pounds of energy, and then 115 grain, 900 feet per second with 207 foot-pounds of energy. So so two of the cartridges that came out of the 3220. So I guess we're going to do a little bit of a double here tonight. Double cartridge corner. 2520 Winchester is simply neck down 3220, and then the 218B was also created from the 3220. They also have used the 3220 to create usable ammunition for the Nagant revolver. So and it says 3220 is used and modified by shooters in UK and Australia for the 310 Cadet. So maybe Hunt Shoot Outdoors maybe knows about that.
There's another cartridge Charles Smith brought up as the 32 Winchester Special.
Yeah.
Which is nothing more than a 30 cartridge necked out to 32 diameter. 0.32. I don't know what the actual bullet diameter is. I think it's Jason, help me out here. Is that 32 Winchester Special? Is it 333 diameter? That seems a little fat.
I don't remember, Jim.
All right. That's an old cartridge. They only produce the ammo once every 3 or 4 years.
How old were you when that cartridge was developed?
Even my daddy wasn't born yet, Jason, you bastard. .32 H&R Magnum. I would not think so, Ryan. Not for maybe for a headshot, but for a humane, clean kill to just through the body cavity, I would think that's a little anemic.
So power level of more modern 32s, such as 32 H&R Magnum and the 327 Fed Magnum, equal or surpass the 3220 in modern firearms.
Oh, maybe so.
Let's get some data on that 32 H&R. So 85 grain in the 32 H&R is 1263 feet per second at 301 foot-pounds. So it's about the same energy, moving a little faster. 100 grain, 1208 and 324. So the 100 grain, the 32 H&R is much better. So 32 Winchester Special, .322 bullet.
Thank you, Mike.
And it is a shouldered cartridge. So,
Ryan, one more thing. You said, I don't think so. He didn't think that his cartridge is powerful enough. He just was wondering if people really use his 3220. The caveat to that is the 22 rimfire cartridge kills more white-tailed deer every year in North America than all the other cartridges combined.
notice he didn't say legally. He just says kill there.
Yes, exactly. That was my next statement. And Mike is exactly right. Not legally, because in all states it's considered illegal to shoot something like that because the round is simply not powerful enough. But you have to do headshots to drop the animal. You know, you don't want to take and shoot an animal, have a wounded animal running around in the woods that you can't find. That's a horrible thing to do to anybody, anything.
Yep. All right. So next question. This is the one I was going to answer before you as you were mentioning the one from Ryan, which I missed. Fat Elvis wants to know how many times you can reload a belted Weatherby case before the belt interferes with the sizing. So lots of conversation back and forth. Nelson said it best. And Fat Elvis 111. Belts don't hinder with reloading because it's just people that don't understand that belts really are not for head spacing after the first firing or firing in break open guns. Belted magnums, brand new, shiny factory ammo, head spaces off the shoulder. They're not off the shoulder, but off the belt. Once you fire that in a rifle, and then you do what you do so well as a reloader, you're now head spacing off the shoulder. Unless it's a rimmed cartridge. Which I don't know if there's any rimmed belted magnums. Not that I know of. Doesn't mean there isn't one. So
rimmed belted magnum? Surely not.
Yeah. I mean, it's entirely possible. It's not very practical, but whatever.
The breech face on that would be enormous.
Something like that. So, so yeah, I mean, that's the kind of the common thing. And I've had a couple of people ask me that when they found out I was loading 257, and they're like, well, how do you account for the belt? So, why should I care about the belt? And they get that lovely bewildered look on their face, like, oh, so this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about until you actually explain it to him.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of the reasons for fire forming cases, especially in belted magnums. So,
Paul Nelson gave a good answer. The belt on the case on belted magnums is a rim.
there you go.
It really, really is.
True. I don't have that Weatherby case up here anymore. I was going to show everybody, but I don't know where my Weatherby case went. So,
Mike, take down the highlight, please. Thank you.
so I'm trying to see what Eric and Greg are talking back and forth about.
While you're doing that, let me throw a question at Sharenda. Did we go into what you did in Guns and Ammo this week, Sharenda?
I think she bailed before.
Yeah, I think you
I
had to. You want to talk about it, or you want to let it go?
Oh, you let it go because I didn't do much except turkey watch hunt.
Dang it. Why? It's a good thing to talk about.
Sure it is.
Well, I didn't get the turkey hunt because it was across state line, so
You
there's a
did.
restriction
You
on
did
that.
get the turkey hunt. You are
No,
allowed
I got to watch.
Right.
So yeah, I elected to go watch because I figured there was still something to be learned.
So, to explain what Jim and I mean by she still got to go hunting. Hunting is the act of pursuing game.
Usually,
Killing is the only thing she didn't get to do. She still went and pursued the game, and she was still hunting. You can go hunting with a camera. You can go hunting with absolutely nothing. So,
I had a good nap too.
oh, man, turkey hunting is best for napping because you know they're not going to be around at a certain amount of time. You know, deer, they'll screw you up. So you think just when you think you got them figured out, 9 to 11, they're off and wandering, and you're not going to see them. They'll show up at like 9:30 and go, "Hi, how are you?"
Oh, and here's
Turkeys
the funny
are very
thing.
predictable.
I had never seen a turkey before.
Oh, really? So were you
Yep.
surprised?
I was, because when I look at them online, they've always depicted them all fluffed out and everything. And when they came strutting across, I would have never recognized what it was.
they look like their picture on the bottle of wild turkey.
Yeah, I didn't even think of. Well, I don't drink wild turkey, but
Yeah.
American honey, it's good stuff.
yeah, and I didn't know they could fly.
What?
I thought they just kind of not like fly, but kind of like hopped enough or glided
You
enough.
have
to get
made
to
the
the tree.
mistake of confusing wild turkey with domestic turkey.
Yeah. So I did definitely learn something this past weekend.
So
What else
not
did you learn?
only they fly, they can run.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I learned that too.
They will run at 45 miles an hour.
Incredibly intelligent, good eyesight, good hearing,
Not really intelligent, just scared to.
wary.
They're scared shitless, so that's why. So
Russ Bumblow got you good, Sharenda.
What?
Russ Bumblow.
Oh, of course.
Bumblow got you good.
Yeah, but I didn't take calls with me on this one because I didn't want to ruin the moment for the other two ladies that were hunting. So yeah, but I enjoy myself. I am getting ready to move, so I'm not gonna be doing too much reloading because I'm packing everything up. I will officially have a hen's den.
Hokum must be into the Windsor again. He says, "With God as my witness, I thought turkeys could fly."
you know what that's from, don't you?
Oh
my God.
Nope.
Oh, you guys don't know what that's from?
Les Nessman.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Are you dating yourself?
No, my wife gets mad when I do that. All right. I am disappointed, especially in you, Jim.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yes.
I was more interested in Lonnie Anderson.
Yep.
Now Jason stated himself, and Sharenda knows exactly who Lonnie Anderson is. Why is that, Sharenda? Why do you know who Lonnie Anderson is?
I didn't, but the first thing that flashed through my mind was it probably had to be a Reloading with Rosie moment.
A reloading what?
With
With
Rosie.
Rosie.
Ah, very good. Very good. Good analogy. Good analogy.
And it's coming this way.
Oh, Mike's playing something.
Behind it, I can't quite make it out. It's a large banner, and it says, Happy Thanks Giving from W. What a sight, ladies and gentlemen, what a sight. The copter seems to be circling the parking area now. I guess he's looking for a place to land. Oh, somebody just came out of the back of the
I thought this was a reloading podcast.
It is, but this is funny.
Send me that, please.
I think Jim Madonna and I are pretty much the same mindset as Jason is too.
I agree with Daniel. Bailey was much better.
Oh, so Lonnie Anderson was a brunette.
Oh, she was a big, tall blonde.
Oh, so who was the brunette?
Squatch reloading. I like your comment. He will be in the blind tomorrow, hoping to shoot a bird in the face. Sharenda, did you realize that when you shoot at a wild turkey, that the idea is to take the head out of the way, you don't drive pellets into the flesh?
Yeah.
Good.
I didn't go in totally oblivious. I just wanted to see it in action. I also got to touch one.
Oh, somebody got one.
Yeah, both the ladies I went with, both of them got their birds.
Outstanding. They only were allowed one bird.
Yeah, in Kansas you're only allowed one. Missouri, I think you can get two, but they can't be within the same week. Something like that.
Wisconsin, it all depends on whether they're available or not.
Bailey.
Yeah.
I remember Bailey from WKRP.
Yep. So I'm just looking up who the actual actress was. But yeah, Bailey was the better option. Jan Smithers. Anyway.
Nothing wrong with a hairspray blonde.
Yes.
Every time
Anyway.
Lonnie Anderson moved, her hair didn't.
Oh, and I got a crossbow too.
Oh, good deal.
Fat Elvis wants to know if anybody's tried the new Stay Ball powder from Winchester. Have not yet. I don't actually have anything to use it in right now. So, yeah, I've seen it. They've actually got a couple of those. They've got a Stay Ball, and then they've got the Stay Ball 6.5, I think, is the two new ones.
Just out of curiosity, I wonder how that Stay Ball powder would be in the new 350 Legend cartridge. Just out of curiosity, that's all.
Oh, sorry, it is just straight Stay Ball 6.5. There is no separate. So
that implies it's for the 6.5 Creedmoor?
Yep.
Ball
powder. Fat Elvis says he's been getting some really good groups with Stay Ball and Burger 85.5 grains in his 223. So Hodgson identifies it as world's first temperature insensitive ball powder, stable in extreme hot or extreme cold. And obviously it's ball powder, so you've got all that. So rifle. No. I want to select any cartridge. Dang it. It's the only thing I hate about their data is you have to choose a cartridge. You can't just go in blind. It's no fun.
We lost Travis.
Travis, come back. So for a 77 grain Sierra Hollow Point Boat Tail in 223 Remington, 24.9 grains to begin with, moving 2519 feet per second, maximum load of 26.8 grains at 2733. Looks like they did all heavier bullets. So they did 77, 80, 82, and 90. But ooh. 95 grain Hornady VMAX in a 6.5 Creed. 45.5 grains gets you 3079 feet per second. 49.3 gets you 3371. Let's go. 143 grain ELDs. You're getting 2772 from 43.5 grains. So, ooh, wow. Here's kind of what they probably developed it for, to go with the Hornady A-tips. You're looking at maximum load of 42.9 with a velocity of 2684. And then you're looking at max pressure of 61.1 PSI. So that's a 1 in 8 twist. But,
That pressure's up there.
yeah. Pushing it way out there, so. Mm-hmm. So, sorry, Patreon, send me an email and at the same time. So, all right. Oh, okay. That's why Travis had to leave. He left a comment. So,
Yeah, he had to leave for personal reasons.
yep. They're still talking about women. And they're also talking about tungsten on choke tubes for turkey. Yes. You actually have to use steel chokes like you would, or chokes for steel. But
Well, tungsten's even harder than steel.
right.
But that's why they put it in heavy-duty shot cups.
Yes. So, and it's really small. I mean, the largest size they've got for tungsten is like a 7, but it acts more like a 5. So, yeah. Shrenda, what did you pattern? Tungsten?
No, Grand Slam.
Grand Slam? Okay.
Yep, loved it.
Isn't the Grand Slam the one that's got the different size?
Yes, they actually do. And I did number 5. Yeah, number 5.
No, I thought that Grand Slam. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought the Grand Slams actually were like had 4s, 5s, and 6s,
They do.
all in the same shell.
Oh, no, these were all 5.
Yeah. Okay, just number 5s. It looks like.
Yeah.
So, but they use a modified flight control wad for it. So.
Yeah, I was actually pretty shocked. They shot better than the more expensive ones I had got.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, some of them you think that they should be doing better than they actually are in your particular gun. That's why shotguns, even though people think otherwise, you still have to go and pattern your tricky loads. Just like you got to go sight in for slugs.
Yeah, I found some old guy I was able to give him to while I was out there patterning, so he was happy. He said they shot the other ones I had shoot good in his, so they didn't go to total waste.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, excuse me. I was trying to pull show notes up on my phone so I didn't have to switch screens, but that didn't work. So, all right. Kind of wanted Travis here for this one, but oh well. So this came up as a result of one of our previous primer conversations. And Darren wants to know, how loose is too loose? Last batch of 223 I loaded, I noticed a handful of cartridges the primer went in almost effortlessly. Loading on a Hornady lock and load AP, I have the Hornady swage tool for the lock and load press, but since it's only a handful out of 500, I don't believe I overswaged the primer pockets. I think they were range pickups that were just fired too many times. Do you check your primer pockets with a go, no-go gauge prior to loading? Is it worth the effort? I did fire 4 of the rounds that went in easy with full power loads, and the primers didn't pop out. I don't load a lot of range brass, so I don't have an opinion, honestly. However, I know Travis does.
You can use the primer pocket swaging tool as a go no go gauge. If you the RCBS style, it's a plunger that goes up inside the primer pocket. You can use that as a go no go gauge.
Yeah, otherwise, a couple episodes ago, we did talk about specifically the go-no gauges, and I'm trying to remember who it was. Let me look. Because there's a company that actually makes primer pocket checker. Mm-hmm. Come on, computer, quit being a pain in my butt. I might have to slap my computer. No, I wasn't in that one.
Andy 79Z28 since has twice put up the comment. Ballistic Tools makes them.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the chat because I was looking for other things. Yeah, Ballistic Tools makes it. So it's small and large, all in the same thing. You just check it. So the issues you run into with a progressive press is you don't necessarily always feel how the primers seat. Now on the 550, I can because it's a different motion. I don't remember, honestly, on the Lee or the Hornady lock and load because it's been so long since I did that. So I haven't played with either of those in a while. I haven't needed to because I don't own anything in 380 and I have a crap ton of 40 loaded up. So thanks, Andy, for the help and good night. So, but yeah, they do. So I guess, you know, you can do the primer to go no-go gauges. Some people, it's flat out. If the primer doesn't fall back out, it's not loose enough. It's kind of one of those, your mileage may vary, but I mean, I honestly, a lot of factors go into it because obviously if you're loading under max, then if you're loading under max, then you're not going to be moving as much brass around. Your primer pockets are going to stay more uniform and they're not going to be problems.
Well, Mike, I'll tell you, whenever I get a cartridge with a loose primer where it flat out will not stay in, it goes in the scrap bucket.
Right.
Take a hammer to the head and he goes in the scrap bucket.
Yeah. So.
Fat Elvis asked, is the primer seating motion on the 550 and the Dillon 550 and the Dillon 650 different? Jason, of course, answered yes. Now, I know for a fact on the 550, it's a forward motion of the handle. That is, I'm pushing the handle up. Now, Jason, I've evidently, from what everyone is saying, including you must be on the downstroke on the handle on the 650.
No, it's still, as far as the handle goes, it's still the same. I didn't understand the question that way. But the 550 has a more positive feeding system for the primer.
Yes, sir.
The 650 does not. It's kind of it can be kind of a bastard at times.
That's why the 750 has the same feeder as the 550.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. I was going to ask Jason the same question.
So, I mean, with the 550, because of the way it's set up and everything, you can kind of feel it's not the same as if you're doing a hand prime or even if you're seating it on a good old single stage. But if you're doing a 650 or a 1050 or a lock and load AP or whatever.
Jason, Fat Elvis wants to know how it's different on the 650. If you would, limber up your keyboard and let him know if you can, unless you'd rather just talk about it.
Extra stations. It's auto advance. What else?
I think he specifically meant, how is the priming system different?
Well, priming system continuously feeds. So if you had an issue, didn't pop out an old primer or whatever, you will ruin the new primer underneath it if you push too hard. And then because it didn't go into the case, it'll cycle out into a catch basin. I prefer the 550's primer feeder. And if I ever replace my 650, it's going to be with a 750.
So. That's funny. Sure enough.
Hunt Shoot Off Road says that the 650 feeds off of a magazine disc. Does it have rotating? Okay. So is everything loading well? The priming system works. If the priming system's all working well, then your ammunition is quite a bit faster than the 550.
Yes.
550
absolutely.
priming system is more reliable.
Yep.
It's probably not as subject to breakdowns or interruptions.
Right. So if you're running range pickups or something and a primer doesn't pop all the way out and you suck it back up, you start having issues.
I've done that on the 550.
Yeah, the other thing is with the 550, if it's a lot easier to recover the primer. With the 650, it goes into the dump bin, and then forget it. So if you're not priming right, you're losing primers. In addition to crushing them. Yeah, I would honestly say unless you're getting a smoking deal on a 650, get a 750.
Mm-hmm.
There is talk about a retro kit for the 650s, but currently it's not practical.
If it doesn't come from Dylan, I wouldn't buy it.
No, but that's what Dylan was talking.
Oh,
it wasn't anything official.
Oh, that was at the shot or something like that. Yep. Okay.
So.
Good one, Mark. Hook can put up the comment that another problem you could run into would be loading 45 ACP with large pockets and run into a small pocket, which means you're shoving that primer up against solid brass. Highlight Fat Elvis's last question, Mike.
Kinda.
So the 750, Dylan 750 is sort of like an auto-indexing 550.
Yeah, except for you got a bigger tool head, more stuff you can put on it. And if I remember correctly, on the 550, you can't use the case feeder for rifle cartridges. Only pistol?
I don't know.
I do believe you can, but it has to be a short cartridge like 308 or 223.
Okay. And then on the 650, you can do most rifle cartridges. I don't know what the limit is. I don't remember.
Well, I think Dylan swears you can use a reload 30-06 on the 550, but I do believe they're talking about single feeding everything.
Okay.
I've never done 308 on the Dylan. Ooh, we're on our own. Oh, Mike had to go BRB. Anyway.
Unsupervised.
What kind of trouble are we going to get into now? Anyway. So what else you got out there, Sharonda?
Other than cursing his hand primer.
Did you find what I was talking about in our private chat, in our host private chat?
Did, and I posted. Oh yeah, it was Helen. Not Ann.
It was a what?
Are you talking about earlier today or just now?
No, yesterday we were talking about
Oh,
the
the
priming
primers.
tool.
Yeah, it's in my cart to check out because I'm
Okay.
about ready to throw this one through the window.
Well, don't throw through the window because Mike wants to do an evaluation on hand priming tools.
Yeah,
That would be a good. That would be a good way to use it. I'm hearing other things that are not kind to the Hornady piece of equipment.
I
Hornady usually
emailed them.
makes good. Hornady usually makes good equipment.
Yeah, I emailed them, so I'm gonna give them a couple of days. They did do an auto reply, said they need a few days to get back with you just to see what they're gonna say or what their solution is or how their customer service is.
Okay. Is that you, Jason? Motorcycle going by?
No.
No, it's me.
Oh, okay. Mike's at the keyboard. Good thing we behaved ourselves, isn't it, Jim Adaw?
Okay.
I hear sound background noise from your location, Mike. When
Like
you
what?
muted, faint hum of machinery. Yes, Jason, you hear the difference?
Yeah.
Unmute yourself, Mike, please. There, distinct. Maybe your refrigerator running or something.
No, it sounds like it's the effing computer. Guess I got to get a new cooling fan for it.
So Hookem commented that he had issues with the 750 not seating the primers deep enough. So that's good to know. But is there a fix?
And Fat Elvis says, at Thunder Ranch, Clint Smith reloads 308 on a 550 using IMR 4064 without weighing, and he says it's more than accurate enough for long-range work. Let's see here. More than enough for long-range work. He thought that was interesting.
Yep, that is interesting.
On a 550, stick powder. Crunch, crunch, crunch every time the round drops a load. Or the feeder drops a load.
Yep. So Mark Hunt Shoot Off Road says that was a common issue with the early 750s, and they will replace the feed apparently. So you might want to contact Dylan about that. Sharinda, that Georgia shooting connection you're on. I noticed a couple of Dylans in the backgrounds of a few other people. Are those all 550s? I couldn't tell.
Yeah, they were.
Okay.
Most of those guys use lead. Well, the two that do have 550s, they all have leads, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why I started out was the Lee Classic 3-hole. And a couple years before I moved out of Pennsylvania. That was in 2017, so probably 2015, 2016. I jumped all the way from a Lee Classic 3-hole turret press to a Forster coax. Quite a jump.
I'm still entertaining getting the lead handheld.
Well, that's going to take upper body muscles to do that, depending upon what you're resizing. If you're doing 9mm, it wouldn't be a problem. But that would be good. The tool you're talking about is good for people that spend a lot of time traveling on the road and want to reload.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about it for. And just have something different to try out.
Yep. Well, the thing is, yeah, when you If you're on the road and you're away from home, why not?
Or camping.
Hmm. What are we waiting on, Mike?
I was just letting you talk before you wrap it up.
Okay.
I was just staying muted since I have a computer fan. It's not being nice. So,
Mark, you want to cut this next piece out? Mike, ever since I put in this SSD drive, this computer is just dead silent. My wife's machine behind, sometimes it sounds like a jet engine taking off.
this has an SSD in it. Or an SSD.
Yeah, solid state drive.
Yep.
All right.
So, anyway. If you want to send questions, comments, concerns, reloadingpodcast@gmail.com. Then you can send us text or leave us voicemail 608-445 or 4670308. You can hit us up on Facebook, MeWe. We also have a Discord server now. So all sorts of good stuff, good ways to get a hold of us. Lots of good things. If you have a question you need an immediate answer to, swing over to the Reloading Room on Facebook and join up. Many years of knowledge and many hundreds of questions asked. So more than likely somebody's probably already asked it and gotten good answers. So, but
I would dare say we've got tens of thousands of man hours in the Reloading, man hours of experience.
I would say easily, yeah.
Well, hell, we've got 32,000 members. I would bet we're closer to millions of man hours.
Could be. So.
Sharenda, what do you mean by lurking? You're not lurking, hiding behind the scenes. You're right there in the front, on the front lines with the rest of us.
I'm an obvious lurker.
Okay.
Yep.
It's like I'm nosy and not even trying to hide it.
You're right, Paul. I started back my reloading back in 1980. My God. Guys, that was 40 years ago. When that big old fireball came out of that Smith & Wesson revolver. 6 times I had to shoot that thing. It was right at dusk, too. Scared the snot right out of this young boy. I was young man back in 1980. Hell, I was only 27 years old.
1980 BC? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, shut up. Jason, you got that itch on your face again, that big old long itch? Show me how that's done, huh? Yeah. Oh, right there. It's right there in the corner of my chin. Mike's got one on his nose, too.
Let me adjust my glasses, Jim.
Yep. I can do it, too. Anyhow. Josh Poe got you good.
Yes, he did.
I watched the first episode Mike did the other night. He looked a little younger then. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
We've worn that boy out now. That's all there is to it.
All right, gang. Thank you, everybody who continues to tune in. There was a good idea in the show questionnaire for a possible topic upcoming. So we'll look at that. But we've also got a bunch in MeWe that we need to go through. So one of those will be next week. Thanks to everybody who tunes in. Thanks to everybody who gives their time. Thanks to everybody who downloads the audio and listens. Everybody who joins us every Tuesday night. And thanks to our Patreons who help make this possible. So, and on that note, keep your brass shiny.
Keep your powder dry.
Show a lady how to reload. She just might like it.
Take someone shooting. Join the Gun Owners of America. Join the NRA. Join. What's the other one? Second Amendment Foundation. I'm a life member of that one too. Support the Second Amendment. Do what you got to do. The most important thing we can do is take someone shooting.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.